I'll just go ahead and start the recording. Yeah, welcome to anybody who's just joined. As this is an open session, just if you have a question you want to ask, be it over audio if you have a microphone, or through the chat channel, just throw it out there and we'll get to it as we can. And we appreciate hearing from you guys on anything that you're working on or need help with. And you should have the ability to connect your microphone to speak through it.
1 second.
But I know I've had. Oh,
yeah.
There we go. I can hear you.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. I wasn't sure.
All right.
I didn't actually change any settings on it yet. So.
All right, cool. Yeah, and if anybody else has any microphone trouble, I can try to help.
Let me try to log out and log in again, and see if there's some delay in between me joining the room and me being able to be heard in the channel.
Sure.
Yeah.
odd. All right, so I see your site. Let me log in. All right. So okay. So I do see a site logo.png. That looks correct. All right, let me see. So the problem is that while the, let's see, I gave you, I guess, oh. All right, and again, anybody who's in who has their mic on, unless you're asking a question, you get that muted. Okay, thanks, Patty. Can you hear me okay? I know viewer 2, which I believe that's Mary, having trouble hearing me.
Yes, I hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Great. All right. Well, and I think that she's having a similar problem to what you're reporting. So for Mineola, you can see that she's got the Plowd logo still on there. And
I got the logo to change, but I can't change the the background picture up there.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me work through this with her, and then I'll walk through that with you. While I'm doing that, do you mind muting your microphone so that we don't get any background noise?
Sure, if I can figure out where it is on this computer.
I think it should be near. I think there should be a sound icon of some sort down in the bottom right-hand corner near your clock. I know that's where it is for me, like the volume control options, and there should be an option in there to mute your microphone.
Volume control options. Okay. I'll just see if I can.
I'll go ahead and I'll just mute everybody, and then I'll unmute once I've gone through our explanation here. Let me see. Okay, Mary. Let's see. So the issue here is that the title is correct, but that's not actually what will control what shows up as the logo. And so I'll show you how to get to. So what you can see is in the URL for this image, even though the title is sitelogo.png, the name of the location on the site is not. And so I'll show you how to change that. So if I go back up to my images folder and I go to contents, then I can go down here and then check. Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to click the rename button down here, and what you'll see is there's an item called short name, and this is hidden most of the time. It's kind of hard to get to, and that's so that people don't mess with it accidentally, because things get confusing if you start editing these too much. But I'm just going to take the site title, or the sitelogo.png title, and copy it in here, and then hit rename. And what you can see is that now it's showing up correctly. Right now, anyone who goes to mineola.cloud.net will see it. Exactly, yes. So, and to do that, you'll have to, there's a few pieces of information on the knowledge base about changing your, like redirecting your site and setting up your custom DNS. So once you do that, then they'll be able to see your site because when they go to the domain, go to the URL that they're used to, then they'll get served up this one. But you're free to make changes to it, shape it up, get it looking the way you want before you do that. All right. Well, thank you for your questions, and thank you for your patience with us as we get this worked out and find the best ways to get everybody's sites working for them. Okay. Okay. Now, I believe, let's see. Patty, you had a question about changing the background image on your site.
Yes. I did it once, but it was the wrong picture, and then I couldn't get the other one. So you'll see I tried about 3 times, and it never went.
Okay, let me see. And is your URL? Okay, yeah. So here we go. Okay. So let me remember how to do this. All right. So I believe this should be. You'll have a file called home header. Is that right?
Yes. Right. And before, when Henry changed it on Plinkett, that white square was gone. He had colors going across, you know, the header there, and somehow the white didn't show. I don't know how he did that.
So this white part, was that just transparent?
I think it was just transparent because he had just kind of like a gradient fill in the background with those colors.
Okay. Let's see. So.
And I'd like to change the font on the title. I got the title changed, but I wanted to change the font. And
so right now, the only option we have for changing the title font.
Excuse me, I'm here by myself. I'll get this. Mason came hungry. Okay.
All right. Okay. So first things first, the background image on your site, it will be, so what I'm seeing right now is that you've got a number of different images that are saved in here as homeheader.jpg. So what will happen is the site will allow you to title a number of different images the same thing, and so you can have it set up this way. But what you'll see is, so I go to the first one, and you can see in the URL it's called homeheader.jpg, and then I go to one of the other ones, and it's got a -1 in it, and so it's doing that because it needs to be able to tell those apart. So
gas in it. Gas mixes with oil, but it's been in there for a long time. Thank you.
So what I would suggest is if you've already uploaded a header image as you have, and you want to change it to something else, then rather than uploading a new file, and I'll update the article if it doesn't explain this already, then I would go to the existing file. So you go to your image that you've set and go to edit. And then down here you can choose replace with a new image, and then at that point you can choose a new file, and it'll upload that new file in place of this one, and then it should correctly change your header image. So as you can see, these ones are all like home header 1, 2, 3, and 4. So
yeah.
those ones. That's the simplest way to update that is to actually edit the existing image and choose a new image to attach in there.
Yeah, I was wanting to try the picture of the building, and I think those are all the same. It's just different tries.
Okay, so
yeah, that's the image I want.
Okay, so what we can do, and the other option, if you're feeling like if you say you wanted to preserve this one, what you can do is you can check the box next to it and go down to the rename, and this is just like what I was showing Mary on the logo also. So what I would do here is I would just wait, which one am I changing? I think I might have changed the wrong one. Yeah, I did. That's the confusing thing, I guess, about having a bunch of them named the same thing. Let me see which one was uploaded first. Okay, it's this one. So I'll go to this and then put in. So that way it's visibly renamed as the old one.
And then I can go in and just delete those others, correct?
Yes, and then if you want to use okay, so this home header 1 is okay. That's not the one we're looking for. Okay, so home header 2 is the one we're looking for, so I think that should be this one. Yeah, okay, so got the right one. So if I just click on that and click rename, and then go down to the short name and delete that -2. All right, yeah, so now you can see that so it's got that building in the background now. And then you can go, and yeah, you can go through and remove the other items there. Okay, so you said initially your logo was had a transparent background?
Yes, the fill color was all the way, In other words, all the white was gone, and it looked like what he had done in the background. It was just the same. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, you might want to check with him on that one, because it may be he had a different. I know we've had an issue similar to this on another. I saw on another site that when we imported one of their images, the display of it changed from a transparent background to a black one, and without anyone making a change to the file. And I was able to work around it by uploading and saving a new copy of it from the original source and then uploading that new one.
Okay. Now on my side, I'm not seeing the background change, the header change. Should it look like the other one for me?
If you're
there
on
it is. There it is.
Yeah. So so the home header is only going to affect the main page.
Yes.
So, and you can, if you want the same header image on every page, then you can take that same image and upload it again as I think it was subheader.jpg.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and then it'll show up everywhere.
Yeah, I followed those steps. It seemed really easy, but I couldn't get it to. I guess it was because I had that one time and I wasn't editing, and so it wasn't, changing.
Yeah, and that's I've been kind of wrestling as I'm writing the documentation for this stuff with how to. I don't want to overwhelm people with details about you have to be able to update the URL, and we hide the short names because we don't want people editing. So it's kind of trying to strike a balance, and yeah, if you get accidentally off course or do something that that is slightly different, then it can get really confusing quickly. So I do apologize for that, but I'll take another spin through the documentation on this and see if I can think of any way to clarify it a little bit more, including and the more I know about these kinds of problems that you guys are having, I can start adding in. I've added in a couple of troubleshooting sections for common problems, and this is one that I feel like we need. I've added a little bit of information about this kind of problem, but I'll try and beef that up, since it's right now you need to figure out what's going on. You need somebody to sit down and look at it with you, and we're trying to get to the point where we can give you the guide and you'll be able to figure it out.
Right. Well, but I think on the title, since if I leave the logo, which I may not if I can't get it transparent, the title's really not necessary. But if I can't get the logo transparent, I would leave that title. So I'll just wait on that for now and see if I can get the logo transparent.
Okay. And do you have a copy of the file of the image that you used for the logo?
Yes.
And does that copy that you have saved that you uploaded, is that transparent, or is it showing up like this one?
It's showing up like that one.
Okay. So it's okay, and that's the question. So what you're going to try to do is get a copy of that logo image that is the way you want it, and then upload that.
So I need to work on the image itself first to make the background transparent, then re-upload it? Yeah, okay.
And again, when you do re-upload it, if you just add a new file, you're going to see the same thing that you did with the home header. So make sure that you go in and edit the existing site logo PNG and select replace or select new file, whatever the thing says. In the existing site logo PNG, make sure you replace the image that's saved as that.
Okay, I'll give it a whirl. The other question I had, I know we're going to have instructions, but I noticed that on our homepage, the link to Overdrive doesn't work. It doesn't go to the page. Is there any chance you could look at that? We log into your account. Down there where it says log into your account.
Sorry, I've got to... oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so this one?
Well, I was trying to get to the other one. This one's working. Down there, To get to our main Overdrive page, you have to log in first. So you go to login account, and then when you click that Overdrive right there, the link doesn't go to our digital library. You can use my card number if you want to see what it does.
Oh, okay.
And
So
password.
you're saying like you're able to get here, but then it doesn't.
Yes, but then when I log in and I click on Overdrive, it doesn't go to Overdrive. So if you want to do it, my card number is 2613, and then my password is 234-1395.
Okay.
And then
I'll look at it. Although I'm not sure that this is something that would be impacted by the changes.
So you think this is an Apollo issue then, or?
Yeah, I mean, because at this point, like even on this site, like we've left the cloud site.
Okay.
So we're in a different place right now. So I don't think that anything that's on the Mason.cloud site should have an impact on this one.
Okay, so can you click that Overdrive icon though, just for a minute?
Okay, down here.
Yeah. Mhm. Oh, it did work. Wow, something happened. Okay, sorry about that. It looks like it's going. It's going to the kids section though. I don't know why it's in the kids section.
And that may be a problem with the service. It may be if you're using a different browser than I am, it may be something along those lines.
Okay. But it's not cloud.
No, it's not a cloud problem. So I wish I could help you more than that, but I'm not sure what's going on over here.
So when we go live, it's going to show our www.masontexaslibrary.com. That would be the link, the URL.
Yes.
So how do we know if that's going to work? We can't test it right now, right?
Well, I believe that there's no way to test the redirect of your custom domain, your Mason Texas Library, without actually making it live.
So I don't know whether to set up this custom domain name on cloud that was on our checklist.
Well, that's something that you would want to do, like when you do want to switch over from pointing to your old site to your new one. That's when you would do that.
So it's not going to be automatic. I'll have to go through this process of getting the ticket and doing all that. It's not been done, in other words, when y'all switched us over.
Right, and the reason for that is that the management of the custom domains, that's something that each library kind of has their way of doing it. You know, like y'all have your separate hosting for that URL. You've chosen the URL you want to use for your library, and it's sort of a separate process than any of the stuff that we're able to take care of on our side. So, you know, what we are doing is saying, okay, as soon as you're ready for that URL to point to the site that we're providing for you, then just let us know and we'll update our records so that everything's working from our end. But I don't believe there's a way that we can automate doing that for everybody.
Okay, so y'all are going to take it live whether we're ready or not on what date?
Well, this site is live. Like anyone can go to mason.cloud.net. But as far as having another site, having another URL point to this one, that's going to be a manual process. So,
okay.
Now, as far as whether your current Plinkett site continues to stay up, that's another question that I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. Like there may be a date at which that's no longer being hosted.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And then I'll be
Yeah.
and then I'll be back to the and come back and she'll be here to teach next.
Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. Oh, I've got something else. I'll have to be back in just a minute. I've got somebody to do.
Well, so I'm going to have to go. So this is the end of the open session. But there will be other ones. There's 2 more scheduled for next week. So I appreciate all of y'all coming in and asking questions, and I hope that we've been able to help. And if there's anything else that you need between now and then, feel free to start a forum discussion or log a ticket, and we'll help you out however we can. So thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon.